Vince Russo believes WWE should have booked Rhea Ripley as Finn Balor's bodyguard after she joined the main roster from NXT. Ripley won the NXT UK Women's Championship and NXT Women's Championship in 2018 and 2019, respectively. The 25-year-old then appeared prominently on Raw in early 2020 before officially joining the brand in 2021. Russo, WWE's head writer in the late 1990s, spoke to Sportskeeda Wrestling's Dr. Chris Featherstone about Ripley's recent booking as one of the most dominant women in WWE. He thinks the Nightmare should have been presented in a similar way as legendary superstar Chyna. You bring her in there with so many other women you could have fed her, said Russo. Win, 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 win. And then, bro, what I would have done is I would have had maybe one of the smaller guys. I don't know why, but Finn Balor comes to mind. I'm gonna hire you as my bodyguard. Chyna worked as a bodyguard for D-Generation X members Shawn Michaels and Triple H after she signed with WWE in 1997. She went on to become hugely popular as a singles competitor between 1999 and 2001, during which time she wrestled both men and women. Using Chyna and Triple H as an example, Vince Russo thinks a partnership between Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley would benefit both superstars. You could have her there just like in the Chyna role. Russo continued, bro, you know slowly but surely she's gonna get over because she's a physical specimen and she's special and she's an attraction. I say this all the table. Bro, you set the table. When that babyface spot comes, boom, she's over huge. Ripley attempted to mutually part ways with her tag team partner Nikki Ash on last week's episode of Raw, but the masked superstar did not take kindly to Ripley's suggestion and attacked her in the middle of the ring to bring their alliance to a violent conclusion. Is Asuka ready to make her return to WWE? The former Raw Women's Champion hasn't been seen on WWE programming since last year's Money in the Bank pay-per-view due to an arm injury, according to Andrew Zarian of the Mad Men podcast. The Empress of Tomorrow might be on her way back to WWE, as he stated during the show that he believes she should be cleared now for a return to the company. If this information is accurate, it couldn't have come at a better time. Heading into WrestleMania season, WWE could benefit from more star power to strengthen their women's division. With multiple spots left to fill in the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble match, Asuka would be a perfect addition if she's been cleared to compete. The Japanese superstar is no stranger to the famous event as she won the first ever Women's Royal Rumble back in 2018. It's not out of the realm of possibility that she could win it for a second time in 2022. Even if she doesn't win the Royal Rumble, she could have a built-in feud with current Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. Prior to Lynch's return, she was last seen in the ring crowning the Japanese superstar the new Raw Women's Champion following her victory at the 2020 Money in the Bank pay-per-view the night before. Is the return of Asuka happening sooner rather than later? The WWE Universe will find out soon enough. Will she return in a few weeks at the Royal Rumble? Let us know your thoughts by sounding off in the comments section below. Mark Jindrak believes Triple H deliberately buried him in the Evolution episode of WWE Network show Ruthless Aggression. The 14-time world champion said plans to add Jindrak to the group were nixed due to his behavior outside the ring. He also compared the former WCW star to a third grader and revealed that he refused to ride in a car with him ever again. Speaking with former WWE superstar Rene Dupree on Café de Rene, Jindrak acknowledged that he was immature at the time. However, he took exception to some comments that were made during the episode. He was kind of spot on. It's funny how blatant he was. He blatantly buried me. Some of the things were false. I'll tell you what was true. Was me and Orton were effing, as he called, jack-offs. We were jack-offs, and Renee will tell you, me and Orton would travel together and sometimes guys would make the mistake. Vince McMahon considered adding Jindrak to Evolution after Batista suffered an injury in 2003. The WWE chairman ultimately listened to his son-in-law, and Evolution only ever had 4 members: Batista, Triple H, Randy Orton, and Ric Flair. Mark Jindrak added that he disagreed with Triple H's comment about Ric Flair also having issues with him joining Evolution. According to Jindrak, Flair enjoyed his company and liked talking about life outside of WWE during their long car rides. The King of Kings, by contrast, only wanted to discuss the wrestling business. The problem was Triple H wanted to talk about effing hot tags in S, a 3-hour ride. You want to talk about arm bars and hot tags in S for 3 hours. I understood it. He wanted to talk X's and O's, but Flair wanted to talk about young stuff like girls and clubs. Jindrak added, while Batista and Randy Orton continued to work for WWE for several years, Jindrak left the company in 2005. The 44-year-old went on to find success wrestling in Japan and Mexico. Former WWE champion Kofi Kingston revealed plans for him to face Mustafa Ali at WrestleMania 37 were nixed by the powers that be. Their history dates back to 2019 when Ali was removed from the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE title and replaced by Kofi after sustaining an injury. The New Day member reached a new level of popularity during that time, which spawned the Kofi Mania phenomenon. He went on to capture the prestigious championship at WrestleMania 35. During a recent interview with Metro, conducted before Mustafa Ali requested his WWE release, Kofi said the two stars were supposed to square off at the show of shows last year. They had begun preparing for the feud, but higher-ups decided to pull the plug. At WrestleMania 37, Kofi teamed up with Xavier Woods to face AJ Styles, and almost while Ali didn't compete at the event. It was perfect. It was written. You didn't even have to go out of your way to creatively write anything else. It was perfect. But alas, that's not the direction that the office, I guess, wanted to go in. I was told a few things, and we start working towards those things we're told. And then all of a sudden it's not those things. That's really kind of standard fare for us. Mustafa Ali recently revealed that he asked for his release from WWE. It's left to be seen whether the company will grant or deny his request. Kingston said he was disappointed he couldn't work with Ali, but heaped praise on the SmackDown star. It was really disappointing. Man, because I think he's so amazing in the ring and such an innovator. He finds ways to do the littlest things in such a different way, but he puts his own spin on it. He has a great mind for the business and a great mind for storytelling. He's not being told to do that. That's just him taking advantage or trying to make the most of what's been given to him. Kofi Kingston added that he would have loved to wrestle Mustafa Ali, and he thinks it would have been the perfect opportunity. He admitted that although he was upset by the change, he wasn't surprised. A heated argument between Vince McMahon and Mustafa Ali could be the catalyst that led to the latter requesting his release from WWE earlier today. Back in November, Ali was gearing up for a new change in his character on WWE SmackDown that would have been based around him introducing a new America. Unfortunately, the idea was shut down, but Ali posted about it anyway alongside a video that would have begun the storyline. Tweeting out, "A few weeks ago, I made a statement that some deemed controversial. My intentions were to bring a beautiful vision to life. Unfortunately, for reasons beyond my control, I won't be able to make that vision a reality, but I can share with you what could have been," Mustafa Ali tweeted. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reports that WWE initially accepted the New America storyline, but later changed their minds and turned it down. McMahon then offered another storyline to Ali, which was described to Sapp as something Mustafa Ali would never have done. This led to a heated argument between Vince McMahon and Mustafa Ali, and the WWE superstar hasn't been seen on SmackDown since. The situation between Vince McMahon and Mustafa Ali isn't out of the ordinary, as several former WWE superstars have come forward since departing the company to speak on the difficulty of working with Mr. McMahon. One of the most notable as of late is former WWE champion Dean Ambrose, who spoke in depth on podcasts and his biography about the issues he had when it came to dealing with the chairman. Perhaps if Mr. McMahon were more open-minded with his WWE superstars, there would be a lot more main event talent he could lean on in 2022 instead of the select few that have been around for quite a number of years. Sadly, we may never know what might have been.